All right, guys, let's do a quick rundown on Palantir, see what the charts are looking like right now, as it is about 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and every index in the U.S. market, well, every index is down, guys, and Palantir is actually up about 0.25%, trading at $135 per share, roughly, up around 30 cents. Not bad, considering, again, the VIX is up, by the way, and every index is down. So you guys can see there is clear buying pressure right at about $125, $130 here on the stock, which we just retested a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but we hit $128 just about a week ago, actually 6 days ago. Looks like here last Wednesday we did, and we've been making higher highs and higher lows since that point, including today, right? Again, up around 0.25% in the midst of a red day. You guys can see clearly we've been holding this uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows, and now we've pretty much filled the gap back to where we were to start the day on the 13th. We hit about $136 that day, got down to $128, and we've spent the last couple of days filling that gap back up. So we clearly have an ascending triangle now on Palantir on this 5-day, 5-minute chart, which is pretty bullish in the short term, right? But there's no denying the fact that we're seeing a lot of resistance in the mid-high 130s. A lot of resistance. You can see it here from, earlier in May, in the beginning of May, middle of May, and that's a sticking point for the stock, which needs to break. And I think ultimately it will break. But now that we're seeing the 30-year rise, a lot of people are going out of these, flooding out of these high growth, high beta stocks. For now, we're seeing a little, some people are getting spooked out there. It might not happen in the short term, Palantir breaking 135, 140, but I have no doubt in my mind it will eventually, right? And if you look at the 4-hour chart, again, 125 to 130 has held all year pretty much. We've tested it many times too, right? We tested it early in February, in the middle, end of February. We tested it again in the middle of last month in April. We held it, saw a nice rally, and now we're holding it again, but you're going to realize we're making lower highs into that support. Many lower highs into that support. So for me, guys, at this point, Palantir, it's honestly a coin toss, a coin flip, what it's going to do in the short term, right? Because it's not really picking any distinct direction as of right now. We're not really falling through 125, which could be a signal to sell short, maybe buy puts, whatever, because at that point, I think it could go down to 110, 115. I think selling pressure could take it down there if we fell through 125, but we're not doing that, nor are we breaking out of this descending triangle, right? We're not taking out the moving averages. We're not breaking this trend line. So this has to pick direction. And honestly, it's like watching paint dry at this point in time. What's Palantir going to do? Is it going to break out of 140, 145 and start to break out? Or is it going to fall through 125, 120 and make its way down to 110, 115? Again, it's pretty much a coin flip at this point, considering the chart is not giving us much. I mean, this is a bearish pattern, but each time it tests 125, 130, the buyers come in like that. So is this triangle even going to play out? I have my doubts. To be honest. And ultimately, look, Palantir is still down a lot from all-time highs. We're talking 30, 35, almost 40%. So how much lower could it actually go? And the fact that we're maintaining that high from last year as support, which we hit 120, 125 last year during Liberation Day, you guys, around that time, we hit that point. So the fact that we're maintaining that as support now is a great sign. And that leads me to believe, okay, the bulls are maybe forming a new floor on the stock, but we just have to wait for the pot. We're not getting it yet. It's like every time it tries to break through, the sellers come in. So for me, I'm just on the sidelines for now, guys. And I'm in this stock since 20 bucks a share. I locked in some profits at 180 at the end of last year, and now I'm looking to potentially add some more. Even in my trading account, I'm looking at this like, ooh, it's going to be a nice trade, but I'm waiting for the actual break. We're about $10 away from that break actually happening. So I'm going to set my alert at $145 per share right now. Mark is at or above. And again, there's no doubt in my mind, eventually we will break out, but we don't know when. And the last thing I want to do now is, especially in my trading account, buy some shares and hope it breaks out before it actually breaks out. I'd much rather keep that money in cash or elsewhere in different trades than try and buy Palantir now before it actually confirms the breakout, because that money could be dead for what, a couple weeks, couple months, until it figures out exactly what it wants to do. But if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective, you could easily make a case now's a great time to buy. You could. The sentiment is pretty low, all while the stock, the company, is still growing nicely. I mean, they just reported some record numbers, guys, and the sentiment, again, is super low. It's kind of been wrapped up in this whole software sell-off, multiple compression, and it entered the year kind of overvalued, overbought. That's what everybody was saying about Palantir. All, the negative voices were saying, oh, it's too overvalued, the price of sales, the price to earnings, the this, the that. So we kind of got that big sell-off. We shook out the weak hands. Again, sentiment's pretty low right now, all while fundamentals keep getting better. The company's growing. So to me, it's like, you could make a case to add some shares here long term, and if it drops through 120, you could just dollar cost average. That's what I do with my long term positions. Right? Trading's different. Sometimes I buy when I'm in a trade. Sometimes I buy heavier up front, then maybe I add a little bit afterwards. But when I'm buying a long term position, guys, I'm usually buying 10 to 15, 20% of my goal position size at first. Then I let it play out for a week or two. Then I add more, right? There's no rush if you're buying a long-term position, right? So you could, again, make a case, now's a good time to nibble a starter position, right? And if it goes down to, let's say, 120, you could add a little more. If it goes down to 110, you can add a little more. Then let's say it spikes back up to 120, 125, you can add a little more. It all depends on where you see, Palantir going and what you deem is a good value for the stock, because price is what you pay, value is what you get. You want to make sure you're paying a good price for the value that you're getting, in other words, right? So at this point, yeah, it's not really picking direction, but if you're a long-term player in this game, it could be a great time to add. And if you're a trader, I would probably be careful, unless you want to kind of front run your move. If you're that confident it's going to break out or it's going to go down, if you want to short it, you could front run your move, but that is a little risky in my opinion. Meaning you could get in before it confirms the breakout in either direction, but it's riskier, and that's obviously all up to you and where you see this stock going. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I don't need to drag this on too much. I'm curious where you're at. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I think 50% of you on YouTube at least watch the content and you're not hitting subscribe. Make sure to subscribe and hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook, guys. I appreciate you all as always. And check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates and be a part of my private Discord. All of that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stassarfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.